the course of these two special programs, we've heard from Beyond Housing, Catholic Charities, Better Family Life, and the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis. Now, all these nonprofits are members of the St. Louis Alliance for Home Ownership Preservation, along with one other group, Acorn, the Association of Community Organizations for Reform Now. Acorn's grassroots advocacy helped break down barriers to home ownership for people on the lower end of the socioeconomic spectrum. But in the late 1990s, organizers began to see the damage done by predatory lending in lower and working class neighborhoods.
In the human side, that means that the children are less able, they're not going to inherit their grandparents' house, their parents' house. So people don't have home ownership, people don't have a place, a stable place. Kids that are moved around, they go from school to school. Rental costs go up because there's more people on the market who aren't homeowners now who are looking for a place to rent. So we're seeing the cost of rental housing starting to go up.
Acorn's housing counselors continue to hear story after story from homeowners unable to keep up with loan payments because scheduled interest rate hikes kicked in on adjustable mortgages. Other factors, from unexpected medical bills to job loss to divorce, are often making matters worse. Acorn's head organizer in Missouri, Jeff Ordauer, wants to see local governments pull the emergency brake on foreclosures.
We need to take strong steps right now. There needs to be a moratorium on sheriff sales and in St. Louis City and St. Louis County. The City of Philadelphia has taken that step already. I mean, this is a crisis, and we need a year moratorium so we can assess the damage and we can give people an opportunity to rebuild and save their homes. We can't afford to wait around. We can't afford to tinker at the margins of solutions. With counseling, we're only helping 30 to 40%. So the time for drastic action has passed. We're just going to see more and more devastation unless we take strong action today.
So given the magnitude of the mortgage crisis, is a moratorium a good idea, or are there other steps that local governments can take?
Yeah, I think certainly a moratorium, if we can find all the lawyers that tell us this is going to work and it's not going to help. If Philadelphia has done it, I'd be interested to see how they manage it. It is a crisis, and we're certainly in the trenches working as hard as we can, as fast as we can to help as many people, but it's a losing battle at this point. You know, we're only saving, as Jeff indicated, 30 to 40% on a good day. So we're losing a lot. So I think Beyond Housing certainly would be an advocate for anything that is more dramatic, that deals with the crisis in a more significant way. So again, we keep as many people as homes as possible and keep as many communities as strong as possible.
Yeah.
We're also in this period where everyone is trying to figure out where are the resources coming from to deal with the crisis. And that's taking place in Washington right now, and whether appropriations are going to come to deal with this, and it looks like there probably will be. So we are in this period where people are really struggling with, because when we talk resources, we're talking a lot of money to deal with it in terms of really realistically attacking the problem.
Yeah. What would really help, though, in the end, is if lenders and servicers would really make meaningful workouts for our clients. Right. Because right now, I don't think the servicers and the investors who hold these notes are ready to recognize that it's better to get something than nothing. And so we'll work really hard and submit a workout plan for a client, and what comes back to us is, oh, we'll just freeze your interest rate for 6 months. Well, thanks, but that really isn't going to solve the problem. We need meaningful workout plans from lenders and servicers. There wouldn't need to be a moratorium if the lenders and servicers would work with us and would modify loans so that people can afford to stay in their homes.
Thanks, Karen.
And the us, I think, is also as we all sit here, we collectively represent the nonprofit world, and we all have a common mission, and our common mission is to serve low-income people. And so at the forefront of what we do is the preservation of affordable housing for low and moderate income people. So partnering with nonprofits, working with nonprofits and organizations like ours who have the mission to see that fit and affordable housing is available for low and moderate income people, I think is really important.
Thank you, Pam. Well, in a moment, we'll start taking questions, so call 1-800-568-9099 or email your question to mortgage@ketc.org. Last week, we shared some terms that are helpful to know if you're dealing with a mortgage or foreclosure issue. Here are a few more. Annual percentage rate, or APR, the cost of a loan expressed as a yearly rate on the balance of the loan amount. Contract for deed, a contract for the sale of real estate. The purchase price is paid by the buyer in periodic installments. Deficiency judgment, a personal judgment against a debtor for the amount remaining due on a mortgage after a court forecloses on a property. Eviction, a legal procedure to remove a person for reasons including failure to make mortgage payments or to pay rent. Forbearance agreement, a formal agreement between a borrower and a lender to postpone an ongoing foreclosure. Notice of default, or NOD. This is required by state law to initiate a non-judicial foreclosure proceeding involving a public sale of real property. Reinstatement, bringing a loan current after a default by the borrower. Short sale, a lender agrees to share some or all of the loss if the seller has a buyer who offers an amount close to the principal balance due.